maybe it's a good idea to just go and visit. Okay, we're talking about that, but we're also talking about cooking and cookbooks. And I've never heard of an online cookbook club, but there is one. It's Borough Market's online cookbook club. And Angela Clutton, the cookbook host and food writer, is on the line now. Hello, Angela.
Hi there.
Is it Clutton or Clutton? I guessed then.
Clutton, but either's fine.
Oh, Clutton's better. So, what is a cookbook club? I still don't quite get the concept. I've got lots of cookbooks. Can I be in your club?
Yeah, you sure can. All you have to do is sign up, Robert. We would love to have you. It's it's an extension of something we've been doing at Borough Market for just coming up to 5 years of running a cookbook club physically at the market, which is very much like any kind of book club. It's a group of people who get together to talk about a chosen book, in our case, a cookbook,
right,
and to share experiences and what they think about it. And then because it's food, it has that extra thing about it, really kind of connecting people, and everyone gets very passionate about what they made and what they thought of it and all of that. So all we've done is take that experience online because of everything, and it's amazing how it still kind of works, that people can share their experiences, still talk, still really kind of communicate their love of food. We're all cooking so much more than ever before. So I think,
about it. Yeah.
In some ways, I think people want to talk about it almost to kind of get it out there and go, I'm cooking all the time, but sort of thinking about food in a different way by thinking about cookbooks, thinking about the books they love. It's very much about sharing the love of food, just sort of getting together as a community as well.
Let's go back to the good old days when you could meet in person and physically and all of that. Where did you have where did you host the book club?
We were doing it at the market, so we would have small-ish gatherings in a lovely kitchen setup upstairs in the market, or larger ones sometimes, actually kind of in the amazing, I don't know how well you know it, but the amazing, beautiful market hall.
Yeah, of course I know.
So anyone who knows there's fabulous kind of glass structure around it, and so you really get a vibe of the market. One of the things that is lovely about Borough is all food markets have such a vibe to it.
And would everybody turn up with their Ottolenghi's cookbook or something?
It's so funny you mentioned Ottolenghi, because we did do one of his ones. So yeah, literally people would turn up with their food, as they do online. People make something for it. They go, I've just made this frittata, whatever it would be. But Ottolenghi, because there are so many elements to the gorgeous Ottolenghi food, people turn up with 6 Tupperwares. They're like, that's the garnish, that's the sauce, there's the pomegranate seeds.
I've got Ottolenghi. I mean, I'm not dropping names here, but he's my neighbour. We live in the same street. And I was cooking one of his dishes one time, or trying and failing, I think, fairly dismally. And my daughter said, well, look, just go up the road and ask him what you're meant to do. I said, I can't do that. No, I didn't. I can't do that. But I do. I mean, I often see him in the corner shop, but he's a very, very charming man. I'm sure
he's a lovely guy. Yeah. But I think his book's a really good example, I think, of why people love cookbooks. And people adore, even at the moment when we're saying people are cooking more than ever, you think people will be fed up of thinking about it. Cookbooks are still madly popular. And I think the Ottolenghi ones are like a lot of them. It's things you can aspire to make, things you want to have a go at, things that push you out of your culinary comfort zone. I think we all get stuck in cooking ruts, and one of the things we do at the Cookbook Club is really try and get people just to get out of that culinary comfort zone, to get out of that rut, to try something a bit different. Maybe start cooking you haven't tried before, maybe start cooking you've been intimidated by before. And the nice thing is, this isn't going to sound that nice, but in some ways the nice thing is it doesn't always go that well. And there's no problem in people going, do you know what? My thing didn't work. What did I do? Maybe what? And then it will turn out someone changed something in a recipe. You go, well, probably it was that made it not work. But it's a real community. There's no competition. There's no, oh my gosh, mine's better than yours. It's a real community, and I think that's why it works.
So talk me through how the process works online. You all, I presume, decide a book in advance. Do people have to go out and buy the book? What happens?
No, so we've chosen for February a gorgeous book by a cook writer called Rosie Burkett, and she has a book called The Joyful Home Cook, which I did choose with a slight wry smile, because are we all still joyful about home cooking at this point? I don't know if we are. So we chose Rosie's book, and people can buy it, obviously, if they want to, but we have shared with our community a couple of recipes from the book, which Rosie has generously shared with us. So there's no pressure to buy the book at all. You can still cook something from it, because we send you a couple of recipes. And it's a conversation. People will make something ahead of time and then come and have a conversation about it. And maybe show us a picture of it, or often what people will do, Rob, which is really nice, is they'll make it just before and then they're having it for their tea, because we do it at like 6:30. So they'll be having for their dinner what they've made for the cookbook club, and that always feels really nice because it feels like it's real food. It's food that's actually part of someone's life, and I love that. And so everybody, gets a chance to share and talk and laugh. And for this one, what I hope we'll do, because the book's called The Joyful Home Cook, we'll also talk more broadly about home cooking, because I do feel, we're at a point where we've done a lot of it, and I think it's nice to share some of those experiences, frustrations, highs, lows, all the rest of it. So it's going to be absolutely lovely. I'm really, really looking forward to it.
How many people do you get coming along online?
So we're doing a couple of different styles to try and maximise numbers of people, because what we want to do with what kind of it I've just been talking about is make it that people can really get a chance to sort of talk. So we'll probably have about 30 people there for that. So everyone really gets a chance to talk.
I was going to say, because if you had hundreds of people, it would be a bit...
I know. No way you can do that. But the one we're doing in March, because we haven't, we want to kind of embrace our community and really get as many people able to be a part of it as possible. So for March, we have a book called Red Sand by a lovely cookery writer again called Caroline Eden. And Caroline's joining us. So she and I will be having a chat online. And so people, again, they'll be sent a couple of recipes. They can buy the book if they want to. They can have cooked something for it. But Caroline and I will be having a chat about her travels. It's a sort of travel book as much as a food book. And then people, again, will have the chance to kind of, ask us questions and stuff. But it's more sort of getting the experience of spending some time with the person who's written this book and thinking about the food, and still, coming together to share that, but slightly different format. So we're really kind of trying to just mix it up in a couple of different ways to just give people a chance to get involved in something. I think, we all just want to do things.
Absolutely. Do you think most people who buy cookbooks actually cook from them, or do they just sort of sit on the kitchen table or the coffee table or whatever table or even your bedside table?
Oh, Robert, I'm a food writer. I'd love to say, yes, of course, everyone buys the books and they all cook from them. Like, it's just so not true. And it's so heartbreaking. It's sort of heartbreaking in a way that, people shelves, and mine too, I'm guilty of it. Your shelves and shelves and shelves of books. And how many do I actually cook from? It's a very small number. And I think that sometimes cookery programs, people watch them because they have that thing like, I like to think I would cook that way. Am I actually going to? So I think it can be a little bit of a barrier. And it's one of the reasons we set up the Cookbook Club. As I say, it's been going for 5 years. One of the reasons we set it up was to give people a bit of a motivation to go to grab a cookbook off a shelf. We do a lot of classics, things that people might like, Delia Smith, Jamie Oliver, things people have, and go grab it off the shelf, pick it up, fall in love with it again, remember why you bought it, cook something from it, buy some gorgeous produce, seasonal, really enjoy it. And it's one of the reasons for doing it was to get people cooking and to really get people to kind of, embrace the wonderful world of cookbooks and food that's out there.
Because I have, and partly because I've interviewed lots of the people who make them, and I get the books sometimes for nothing. Yeah. I've got shelves full of these beautiful cookbooks. And I don't, am I ever really going to cook Anatolian cuisine or Szechuan cuisine? Or, do you know what I mean? It's kind of...
But some of those things are lovely to have, especially at the moment when we can't travel. I think there's something really exciting and comforting and inspiring about those kind of books that you can look at and go, gosh, all these wonderful places, and really sort of get that injection of energy that you would have if we were able to go to those places and when we're able to go back to going to those places. I think cookbooks fulfill a couple of different reasons really for existing. There's the getting the food on the table, there's the having it by your bedside to read, and so many of our cookbook club members at Borough Market will say, and they say it guiltily, and then they realise that everybody else in the group does it too. They say guiltily about reading cookbooks in bed to go to sleep. But loads of people do that. So and then they are inspiring. They're lifestyle aspirational. There's so many different aspects to why cookbooks exist in our lives and have done for so long.
And I think, that thing about aspirational is correct, isn't it? You get kind of inspired by them, and then you might run off and do your own version or something. But it's just the kind of knowledge almost that there's such an extraordinary world of cuisine out there. And here in London, we've got access to pretty much all of it.
Yeah, I mean, we are very, very, very lucky. You just walk around in normal times, walk around London, as you say, you get all different kind of restaurants everywhere. Walk around Borough Market and the colours and the sights and the smells and the different kinds of traders, and then you've got the different street food stalls and the restaurants and things. It's so inspiring and such a gorgeous mix. That is absolutely what makes all those things feel so vibrant and so exciting, and also so delicious.
What's the situation with Borough Market? Is it open? Because I must admit, I haven't been, it's not within kind of easy distance of where I live, and I haven't been down there for a while.
Yeah, it is open. It stayed open the whole way through as a produce market for the local community.
Yeah.
So very much in a way, kind of, going back to its roots, really, it's there for the bread and the eggs and the fruit and the veg for people who live around there who, need and want to be able to just, walk up and pop in and get those things. So as a produce place, it has stayed open the entire way. It has some of the street food guys who are there, so you can go and take away. Absolutely take away. I mean, there's nothing about, being able to hang around. It's very much, come, get your amazing food, and then, leave. And they're really, working very hard on everyone wearing masks and sanitizers and all of that, while still wanting it and it being a very, very vibrant and exciting place to get all this amazing food.
Yeah, I mean, I guess one of the great shames about all of this is the very essence of London street markets, and not just Borough Market, but Columbia Road on a Sunday or Brick Lane or wherever it might be, is that you want there to be crowds, don't you? Because that's part of the atmosphere, it's part of the experience.
It is, but it's also, I think, about just making sure that those traders can keep on going and all that lovely produce is still there for people to get. The traders have had a tough time, but it's wonderful they've been able to kind of, keep going. And obviously, there are far fewer people there, as there rightly should be.
Yeah.
There aren't crowds, but it's, still very exciting and very vibrant to see those wonderful displays of fish, wonderful displays of fruit and veg, and as you rightly say, flowers and things, as well. It's not just about food, markets so important for communities.
Tell people how they can find out more about the online book club.
Yeah, just head to the Borough Market website. It's all there. You can find out how to join up. We've got these 2 events coming up, one in February, one in March, and then loads more for the rest of the year as well. Online, hopefully, fingers crossed, toes crossed, we're back in the market sometime soon. But I think we're going to carry on online because we've had people joining us from all over the place, not just London, stretching out around the UK, stretching out, internationally too. We've been able to really kind of connect. So head to the Borough Market website, and it's all there to find out how to join in.
Angela Clutton telling us about Borough Market's online cookbook club. Thank you very, very much.